Hello there, Marvel enthusiasts! It's a pleasure to have you return to our channel. Today, we're embarking on an exciting journey through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, delving into a topic that's not only fascinating, but utterly captivating. The villains of the MCU. We'll closely examine some of the most unforgettable villains who have left their mark on the silver screen, from Loki's mischievous exploits to Thanos' relentless pursuit of power. If you're eager and ready, let's dive straight in. To truly appreciate the villains of the MCU, we need to understand the legacy they've inherited. Marvel has always been known for its complex and charismatic villains, and the MCU has carried this tradition forward. These antagonists aren't your typical one-dimensional bad guys. They have depth, motivations, and sometimes even relatable aspects. From the menacing Loki to the vengeful Killmonger, Marvel has given us villains who challenge our heroes on both physical and moral grounds. Let's start by taking a closer look at a fan favorite, the God of Mischief himself, Loki. Loki, the complex trickster. Loki, the God of Mischief, was the biological son of Loki, king of the Frost Giants, who was abandoned and left to die shortly after his birth. Found by Odin, Loki was taken to Asgard and raised by him and Frigga as an Asgardian prince. Portrayed brilliantly by Tom Hiddleston, first appearing in MCU back in 2011's Thor. What makes Loki such a fascinating character is his complexity. He's not just evil for the sake of being evil. Loki is the master of deception and trickery, and he's always one step ahead of his opponents. He's also incredibly powerful, with a vast array of magical abilities and also with a complex relationship with his family, especially his brother Thor. Loki possessed considerable superhuman strength, superhuman agility, superhuman speed, superhuman reflexes, and superhuman stamina, allowing him to overpower multiple S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and Captain America with little effort, easily defeat multiple Frost Giants, Dark Elves, and Berserkers. He also effortlessly lifted Tony Stark off his feet and threw him, and even handled an Infinity Stone without being harmed. He threw one of his knives with enough force to break through a Frost Giant's ice weapon. Loki was highly resistant to physical harm, further augmented by his armor. Hence, Loki only flinched after getting shot in the face multiple times with a handgun and was not at all affected by assault rifle rounds to his torso. Despite his astounding resistance to injury, it was still possible to injure or even kill Loki. However, due to his Frost Giant physiology, Loki healed at a rate much faster than that of humans. During his captivating journey in the MCU, Loki undergoes a remarkable transformation, transforming from a full-fledged villain to a complex anti-hero. His magnetic charisma and clever one-liners have endeared him to fans, making him a beloved character. Even in moments of chaos, we find ourselves irresistibly drawn to root for him. Let's turn our attention to another iconic figure, the one and only Thanos, the Mad Titan. Things are about to get serious in the MCU, so fasten your seatbelts. Our second villain we'll be talking about is Thanos, the Mad Titan. Buckle up, because this is where his quest gets seriously intense. I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail nonetheless. It's frightening. Turn the legs to jelly. I ask you, to what end? Dread it? Run from it? Destiny arrives all the same, and now it's here, or should I say, I am. Thanos. Now, let's shift our focus to the MCU's ultimate big bad Thanos, portrayed by Josh Brolin. Thanos isn't your run-of-the-mill villain. He's a complex character with a twisted sense of morality. Thanos was a genocidal warlord from Titan, whose objective was to bring stability to the universe by wiping out half of all life at every level, as he believed its massive population would inevitably use up the universe's entire supply of resources and perish. To complete this goal, Thanos set about hunting down all the Infinity Stones, being confident that the combined force of the stones would grant him sufficient power. Thanos then engaged in a ferocious crusade in order to obtain the Infinity Stones. During his mission, both Thanos and his Black Order invaded multiple planets and slaughtered thousands to gain the stones, including Loki and the Asgardians. This quest even forced Thanos to sacrifice his beloved Gamora in order to take the Soul Stone. What makes Thanos particularly fascinating is the depth of his conviction. He truly believes that he's doing the right thing, making him one of the MCU's most compelling villains. But of course, the road to achieving his goals involves tremendous conflict with our beloved heroes. As we venture deeper into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we're leaving the cosmic chaos of Thanos behind to explore the compelling stories of two tragic villains, Killmonger and Vulture. These characters bring a different shade of darkness to the MCU, and their tales are as gripping as they are heart-wrenching. Let's dive into their journeys, shall we? The tragic villains, Killmonger and Vulture. While Loki and Thanos are certainly iconic, the MCU has also given us villains with a tragic twist to their stories. Take Eric Killmonger from Black Panther, played by Michael B. Jordan, and Adrian Toomes, aka Vulture, portrayed by Michael Keaton in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Killmonger's backstory is filled with pain and loss, and his motivations? He sought to start a war between the United States of America and Wakanda and rescued Tony Stark from a 10 Rings assassination attempt in Afghanistan, which allowed him to earn Stark's trust, only to eventually betray him and carry out his plan. This led him to killing his cousin T'Challa and taking over his mantle as Black Panther to start a war between Wakanda and America. Vulture, on the other hand, who lost his livelihood after Damage Control, a joint venture between the federal government and Stark Industries, took over salvaging operations in New York City. Recruiting his co-workers and equipping himself with a flying exosuit that Tinkerer created using Chitauri technology, Toomes took on the identity of the Vulture and became a black market arms dealer. However, after 4 years, his illegal activities were noticed by Spider-Man, thus forcing him to fight the young hero. Notable mentions are Green Goblin, Namor, Gore the God Butcher, Winter Soldier, and Ultron. As we shift our focus from the male villains who have shaken the Marvel Cinematic Universe, get ready for a thrilling dive into the world of formidable female adversaries. These fierce and cunning women have left their indelible mark, proving that the MCU is brimming with villainous talent, regardless of gender. The MCU has introduced some formidable female villains who are more than just sidekicks. Characters like Hela, the Asgardian goddess of death, and the firstborn daughter of Odin. She is incredibly powerful, with a vast array of magical abilities, including superhuman strength, speed, and durability. She is also a skilled warrior and tactician who is determined to reclaim her rightful place on the throne of Asgard. She is portrayed by Cate Blanchett in the films Thor, Ragnarok, and Avengers: Infinity War. The enigmatic Ghost is a mysterious being who can control and manipulate ectoplasm. She is seeking revenge on Tony Stark for the death of her father, who was killed in a Stark Industries explosion. She is portrayed by Hannah John Kamen in the film Ant-Man and the Wasp. Wanda Maximoff, also known as Scarlet Witch, is a powerful mutant who can control chaos magic. Scarlet Witch is capable of telekinesis, telepathy, and energy manipulation. She is also a skilled hand-to-hand combatant. She is the twin sister of Quicksilver and was experimented on by Hydra as a child. She is portrayed by Elizabeth Olsen in the films Avengers: Age of Ultron, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, and Avengers: Endgame. Mystique is a mutant shapeshifter who can perfectly mimic the appearance of other people. She is a member of the X-Men and the Brotherhood of Mutants, and is often torn between her loyalty to her own kind and her desire to fit in with humanity. She is portrayed by Rebecca Romijn in the films X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men United, X-Men The Last Stand, and X-Men Days of Future Past, and by Jennifer Lawrence in the films X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. Other notable female villains in the MCU are Elektra, Madame Mask, and Spectrum. And there you have it, a deep dive into the villains of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. From Loki's mischievous charm to Thanos' twisted sense of balance, Marvel continues to deliver complex and memorable antagonists that challenge our heroes both physically and morally. Whether they're tragic, formidable, or seeking redemption, these villains play an integral role in shaping the MCU's rich narrative. And as we eagerly await the next phase of Marvel films and series, one thing is certain: the villains will continue to captivate and challenge us. Who do you think is the most compelling MCU villain? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration of MCU villains, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Who's your favorite MCU villain and why? Until next time, true believers, stay tuned for more exciting content right here on our channel. Thanks for watching!